the rule of thumb. You don't worry about things. Okay, there we go. And while it's mostly based off FNAF 1, there's quite literally a Into the Pit reference, as we have a ball pit with some blood next to it. So, I don't know. I guess Oswald got eaten by Pit Bonnie. And yes, I said Pit Bonnie. I'm not calling him. This is the one thing I will push for. Like, that I think is a realistic Easter egg. I think a broken Candy Cadet could be awesome. And I'm not just saying that because I unironically love Candy Cadet. But I think it could make a decent Easter egg where, like, maybe while you're repairing a gen, like, it just, like, has splices of audio from his stories. It's first horror. Which I think is a more accurate description. Because, to be fair, it was a lot of people's first horror thing. But it's not for kids. Yeah, I think that could be. That could be a dope Easter egg. If I'm on to smoke some copium for a second, though, like full-on copium, inhaling through oxygen mask, I would love Mr. Hippo.
No.
But
it's not happening, sucker.
I know. I think it'd be really funny if we got Mr. Hippo, and unironically, he told his full story. Which is a full story when you completed a gen. And honestly, I only want it because that would be really funny. Plus, I do unironically like Mr. Hippo.
Be careful being a Kong, you may end up getting assassinated.
Why? Do people not like him? I love Mr. Hippo.
Some people don't.
Well, they're not part of the FNAF community. We don't claim them.
I'm just kidding. I'm being funny. Let me be funny, damn it.
But they just have to watch the Sonic kiss scene for the rest of their lives. Yeah, enjoy that while I'm enjoying the new Sonic game.
On that since
I did.
I'm guessing you just gave up. You're just going like, I'm just going to wait until I can get an actual console to do this shit.
Like, yeah, maybe I'll do that at some point. Like, if I ever decide that I just want an Xbox 360, and I decide I want PVR equipment, then I'll do 06. Which, yeah, I didn't mention it. It was going to be mentioned in a Doom stream. That still hasn't happened yet. But essentially, the big thing that I was hinting at for a while, yeah, that was 06. And yeah, it's dead.
Unfortunately. Because it just doesn't want to work correctly.
Yeah,
which, you know, bro nearly got like 10 million viruses on his computer that nearly murdered it.
Which, you know, maybe I'll upload the video of us attempting to do things with it. I don't know, because there's some funny things in there that I think are worth uploading, like where I accidentally muted the game completely by turning down the sound. Because for some reason, voices are tied to sound effects in that game, which makes no sense, because that's not a sound effect. I'm just saying, Sega. So again, maybe I'll upload that. I don't know yet. It would be after I finish with the stuff I'm currently working on, which is probably going to be a little while longer. Yeah, so. But, yeah. I'm trying to think of other Easter eggs that they could realistically... Honestly, they could add Security Puppet.
Yeah, they could.
Like any really cool ones I could think of, so just recreations made by the entity. Which, you know,
and they'll probably function just like the haunted ones, but they're not the haunted ones.
Yeah, like I know an Easter egg that's already been spotted from the teaser images is that when you complete the gen in front of the stage, the lights on the stage will turn on. And you know what? Maybe we'll finally get that Showtime that wasn't Help Wanted. Maybe this is how Scott finally delivers that. Which, for all you people out there that have better things to do with your life than I do, essentially what that was is it's a cut feature from Help Wanted, where after you completed literally, I believe it was all mini games and gotten all coins, you could press a button called Showtime, and the animatronics would actually sing an original song. And it was cut because Scott didn't like Freddy's voice. Which, to be fair, I didn't like it either. But god damn it, I have waited for that function to be in something since then. So fuck it, maybe that's how it can come in. Which, while we're on topic of Easter eggs, I'm gonna say, I firmly, that door I mentioned earlier, I'm gonna say, I firmly believe that that's going to be, I think that's an Easter egg over a mechanic. Because here's my biggest reason. If his power is related to the doors and not vents, how would those doors look on a mostly outside map? That's always been my biggest thing, where it's like, there's no way that can look good. Like, the only way that could work is if they just attach it to, like, walls and stuff, but then they have to purposely make his power bad. Like, he would be so map dependent, which I don't think any killer in Dead by Daylight should be. But that's not the world we live in. So I think it's an Easter egg. Especially with that 5. Like, I think it's something related to completing gens, where if you complete 5 gens, maybe the door unlocks. And I know they said that there's something, like in the screenshots, to hint at the power. But honestly, don't know. I don't think it's the door. Don't know what it could be, and I'm not smart enough to figure it out. So, you know, I'm not even going to try, because a few more days now, we'll know the answer anyways. But yeah, other than that, like, because I'm keeping Easter egg stuff limited to just the pizzeria, because we haven't seen what's outside it. It could be completely original things, or it could just basically be, like, the same map, but just FNAF Pizzeria. Which I wouldn't be mad about. I like that map. But, like, if there are, like, Easter eggs outside of it, I don't know, maybe we can see, like, the Stitch Wraith from the books or something. Like, I don't know. But realistically, the main Easter eggs I think we could see is maybe Candy Cadet, though I don't think so, which is saddening. And Foxy in there somewhere. Because it's hard. Because here's the thing with this collab. Like, this collab to me reads as a celebration of not just Springtrap, despite him being the big thing that's featured in it. It feels like a celebration of Five Nights at Freddy's as a whole. And as someone who's been with this series since 2014, I am more than happy for it to go in that direction. Which I don't even think is a bad direction to take with it. As Joyce, I believe that's like, I think that's your take on Alien, right? Is that it's not exactly like an adaptation of the first movie, but more of just a series?
It's basically, it's an adaptation of the series as a whole, but with the original design, kinda. Even though it's more of Alien Isolation version of it, and Ellen Ripley.
I mean, and hey, that's not even the first time they've done things like this.
I still do think that the Alien should have an inside map, but you know, whatever.
Yeah. Like, I've seen plenty of conversations about that on how it would or wouldn't work or whatever, and it's just like, the consensus I've seen is that maybe they should have done the prison from that garbage third movie. Was it the third one? Or was that the fourth one?
Maybe.
It was one of those two.
Are you talking about the? Are you talking about like the the jail place.
Yeah. I can't remember which one that was.
Yeah, that was Alien 3.
Look at that. Person who watched the movies out of
Not
fucking
the-
order knows what movie it comes from. It's nice. Good for me. Like I said, not the first time they've done that. Like, they basically did that with Silent Hill, where it's like they got Pyramid Head from the second game. The school, I think, is from the first game? I know Silent Hill fans are going to get mad at me. I have not played any Silent Hill games. And probably won't anytime soon. And all I know about Cheryl is that she's from the third game. And Resident Evil is a more obvious example.
Kong, how dare you?
How dare I have what?
Can't not play Silent Hill.
Oh, I'm sorry the series doesn't interest me.
Damn, Dina Kong.
And that's one of the
Get
things.
hunted down now.
And that's one of the things you can't get me to play, Joyce, even if you ask me to. Because we all know that you have control over me and my streams, and you decide what I play on my channel.
Yes.
It doesn't, by the way. It is just extremely convenient that I happen to play things that he wants me to play. Like, be honest with yourself.
And also, sometimes sometimes I do ask him, and he will do it. It's just that if he wants to do it.
Yeah. Like, let's be honest here. Do you think Joyce is the person being like, you need to play the new FNAF game coming out? Because I guarantee you, he's not. I don't even think you've kept up with it.
Not really.
Like, you're interested.
How are these two friends? He's not as obsessed with FNAF as you are.
Well, I was gonna say, like, not really. Like, it's fine for what it is. Just ain't my thing. And honestly, I'm so glad I never uploaded that video talking about the Alien teaser before that dropped, because then people would be comparing my reaction to the Alien announcement to the FNAF announcement. In fact, that's actually happened. Is a friend of mine actually did that, and pointed out that when like, because I had edited that video and just never uploaded it, and now it's gone. So because I'm not good at uploading videos. But literally pointed out that, oh, you seemed kind of bored in the Alien one, but here you seem excited. And I literally go like, oh, well, first off, wasn't bored. Secondly, it's almost as if I have an insane interest in Five Nights at Freddy's, and I've been personally pushing for this cloud for years. And honestly, and here's what I'll say, I wasn't bored. I think I just felt like I couldn't add much to what could be said, because I felt like whatever they would do would be something that's really easy to predict, which, to be fair, was mostly right. In fact, did I predict the lore of the Alien accurately? I think I did.
Yeah, but
Oh,
first
God.
movie gets yanked from space.
Yeah,
blah,
I'm
blah,
pretty sure that's
blah.
what I said, where I was just like, oh, it's probably just going to be like at the end of the first movie where it's ejected and then Entity comes in. And that's quite literally all it is. And I remember reading that, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what? And it's just like, this is one of the things where you could have done something extremely unique and given us an Entity xenomorph. Which I get it. If the House of Mouse said no, they said no. But god damn it, man. Why Disney? You clearly have a good relationship with them now. Let them have an original xenomorph. Why do you care?
They always care.
Ugh, but why?
Though by technicality, I suppose the blighted xenomorph could technically be an original one, since
I mean, that does kind of make up for it, because that is
would technically be a different individual from the original one, since it's a legendary skin, right? What type of skin is it?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's. I actually don't know. I'm not going to question it. Because he did that to Nemesis of all fucking things.
I mean, he did the same thing to fucking the Pyramid Head. So I mean,
That's true. You know what? Thanks for reminding me of that. I changed my mind about Wesker's Blooded Skin. Pyramid Head's Blooded Skin is worse. Like, in fact, I can describe it. Pyramid Head's Blooded Skin is basically gets a pokey bit that looks like hot metal, and his sword looks like hot metal. That's it. Those are the changes.
some licensing has evolved.
Which I don't get, because they've clearly got a good relationship with Konami and Capcom. And yet, they're like, good. And like they're kind of like looking at their lips, and they're like, oh, and like later they're just like, oh, hey Disney, we wanted to make a skin, and they're like, skin, you say? How much do you think we could charge for that? Like, I guarantee you that's why. Like, they could probably be like, oh, we want to put the alien in a sweater, and then they're like, it'll make us money. We don't care. Go ahead and do it. Man, thank God Disney is a good company that respects the property that it owns and isn't doing anything completely ridiculous with them.
You got wait.
Wait a second. Yeah, and yet Disney is somehow one of the better companies like out there right now. Which honestly is just sad to think about. But,
But
yeah, perspective thing. They're all the same to me, if I'm being honest. Aside from a few select ones. And now we got to talk about the thing that, honestly, I'm probably the most nervous about with this release. Like, I'm not nervous about the adaptation. Okay, I am nervous about it being a good adaptation, because that is the most important thing to me. So this is the thing I'm second most nervous about. I'm not nervous about the model, because from what we've seen, looks good. I'm not nervous about the map. Looks good. I'm not nervous about the power. I'm nervous about this being a good adaptation and Afton's lore. Like, here's the thing. Lore is, unironically, probably the most important element of Five Nights at Freddy's. And if you're doubting me, you don't know FNAF. Lore is literally the thing that holds this series up. Do you think FNAF would have continued to be a series after the second game if people stopped theorizing and talking about the lore? Like, I don't think so. That's the point of FNAF nowadays, is whenever something new comes out, we talk about it and think about how it affects the lore. And while I know this WD isn't going to affect the lore, and that's not what I'm nervous about,